Okay, so today we have two 3D Pro material. One is after rough polishing and one is just after sinting. And I will doing the grinding first. And here, this is the grinding kit I'm using for zirconia material, and all the grinding burns is here. Because all this material like rough polishing and fine grinding, rough grinding, they are especially for zirconia material. The rough grinding and fine grinding is ceramic combined with diamond, and the rough polishing is rubber combined with diamond. So it's after polishing, it's not that shining or glossy. It's normal surface like this. This is after rough polishing, and you can put your stains directly and it will not flow on the surface. So normally I prefer to use this one, the fine grinding burns with red sign here. This is the red sign. Sorry about my finger. Here, the red sign means fine grinding or fine polishing. So I will use this one to smooth the surface first, and then using the rough polishing. For the rough polishing here, you can see there is a blue sign on the burn, this blue sign. So now, and here you can see with the fine grinding burns, and when we trim the margin area, the crown will not chipping. So now we can see the margin of this crown. After fine grinding, it will not chip. But I will try with the rough grinding burns, and you can see the difference between rough grinding and fine grinding. Too cold. You can see just very slight grinding on the margin area. The margin is chipping. It's chipped by using the rough grinding burns. Oh, it's so cold. This is drop from the grinding burns. It's okay. I just want to show when doing the trimming for the margin area, we need to using the fine grinding to provide, yes, to provide the chippings. Yes.
Provide.
Sorry, to avoid the chipping. You can see up with the fine grinding, the margin will not chip. So it's very important to use the right grinding branch. So now is after the fine grinding. And then I will use this rough polishing. Now we can use the rough polishing to smooth the margin again, like this. Okay, so now is after rough polishing. So after rough polishing, it's better to clean the surface with steam to remove some rubbers remain on the surface. But today we will clean the surface with the ultrasonic. And now we will start to applying the stains. And in this kit, we have two brush, a 3D brush and a 2D brush. Like this. 这个角度不太好展。This is the kit for Biomic. We have the two liquid 1 and liquid 2. Liquid 1 is for 2D paste and liquid 2 is for 3D paste. And we have two brush, 2D brush and a 3D brush, a shade guide, and all these colors, shade A, B, C, D, and some warm color like orange 1, orange 2, terracotta, or yellow. And also we have the incisal translucent colors like blue 1, blue 2, mauve, and black. We have two white in this kit, white and white C. White and white C. And for me, I prefer to use white for normal shade, like shade A1 to D4, I will use white. And the white C, I prefer to use it for the bleach colors, like BL1 to BL4 or OM1 to OM3. The bleach, I will use white C, because this white C is more like the white we use for painting. White C is like the white we use to painting. It's pure white. And this side we have a brown and a pink. Brown is for some surface characteristics, and pink is for some warm shade. We can use it for like master shade guide, M shade or R shade to provide some reddish of the shade. And also you can use this pink for gingiva stains, and you can mixing the pink with some blue. You can mix the pink with like orange 1 or orange 2 or brown to make a lighter pink or darker pink. And this is the Biomic kit. And also for the gingiva, we will have a kit especially for gingiva, but now you can using this pink mixing with some other colors. So because the crown we have today is A2 shade, so I will choose shade A. And the terracotta for the high saturation area. And now I prefer to mix terracotta and pink together to make it get more reddish on the margin area. And we have a natural gradient from the crown with the gingiva, so you can mixing these two together, or you can use it directly. For the incisal translucent, I've used the blue 1 and the mauve and blue 2. But later I will show how to use black. And for the halo effect, using orange 1. And if you have some light shade like A1 or B1 or bleach, you can mixing the white and orange 1 together to make it less chroma. Yeah, I think that's enough. And another glaze knife, the glaze knife. I just left this. Here is tips. If your paste is like this, there are not too much liquid in your paste. Don't mix the paste with liquid 1. It's better to mix it with liquid 2. If your paste is dry like this, mixing your paste with liquid 2 to make it better. Because liquid 2 is more sticky, and after mixing with your paste, there will be no bubbles. But the liquid 1 is not that sticky. So if your paste like this, and you're not mixing them evenly, maybe there will be some small bubbles on the surface. So to avoid the problems like that, you can mix in liquid 2 with your dry paste. This one is shade A. And pink and terracotta for the high saturation area. And the proportion, for me, I prefer like 2 parts of the terracotta and 1 part of the pink. Terracotta and pink. It's reddish pink, it's not pink pink. The pink. Next is for the incisal translucency. I will use blue 1, blue 2, and mauve. This one is blue 1. And blue 2. You can see the difference between blue 1 and blue 2. Blue 1 is light, it's more like blue, and the blue 2 is a little bit dark. It's like grayish, some grayish color inside. This is blue 2 and this is blue 1. Next is mauve. I like this mauve. It will make all this incisal color looks soft. And normally, I prefer to mix mauve and blue 1 together. Because I tried to use blue 1 and blue 2 directly and using them together. And the incisal will look too dark and too blue. So after mixing with mauve, the incisal will look more soft and better. Yes. So I prefer to mixing the mauve and blue 1 together. And proportion is like 2 part of the blue 1 and 1 part of the mauve. Glaze F. Orange 1 for the halo effect. The orange one and the orange two is a little bit opaque, so it can create the halo effect or the mamelon effect. This is a liquid. And you can see the consistency of the paste. For me, I don't like to mixing too much liquid with the paste because it's not that easy for me to control it on the restoration. This liquid I'm using is liquid 1. It's liquid 1. Here. Liquid 1. But for this one, if you want to mixing the paste in your bottle, you need to mixing with liquid 2. This is liquid 2. You see, after mixing with liquid 2, it becomes paste again. And this one is terracotta and pink. Orange 1. Blue 1, blue 2, and mauve. And I will mixing mauve and the blue one directly. And you can see the difference of the blue one after mixing with mauve. This is pure blue one. You see, after mixing with mauve, the color become more soft. This is after mixing with mauve, and this is pure blue one. You can see the difference between them. And if I applying this color and blue too on the incisal area, it will not make the incisal looks that dark or looks that blue. This one is blue too. background. First, I will apply a layer of glaze F on the surface. The paste I'm using now is glaze F. Apply a thin layer on the surface. Okay. Just a thin layer of glaze F. Like this. And now I will start from the shade A. This one, shade A. And the brush I'm using is 3D brush. Now it's after shade A. And we can see the difference with this one. Okay. Now it's just glaze F and shade A. Next is this one, blue one mixing with mauve. Apply it on the range. And also the meso and the digital incisal with this blue one and mauve. I'm doing some corrections on the surface to make the color natural gradient. Okay, so we can see the difference again. After applying incisal color. Next is blue 2, and this time I'm using the 2D brush. Yeah, 2D brush. For small area, I'm using small brush, and for some big area, using the big brush. So, blue 2 on the incisal edge, like the picture which I showed in the presentation. You can see the meso, incisal, after applying blue 2. And while applying the blue 2, it should inside the line angle. 能不能看清？可以。Okay. Now it's after applying the blue to 这个背景好一点。这样看得清还是白色看得清？我感觉刚才那个是白色。是呀。对，因为那个有点黑。Okay, so now is after applying blue to, this time is terracotta mixing with pink. Why I'm mixing the pink with terracotta? Because on the margin area is connected with the gingera, and gingera is red, it's pink. So I prefer to mixing some pink with terracotta to provide some reddish of the shade to make them a natural gradient with the crown, with the restoration and the gingera. Okay. After applying reddish terracotta, the last color we have here is the orange one. Orange one is only on the incisal ridge. Orange one is not on the buccal side, or is not on the lingual side. It's only on the incisal ridge. Okay. After the halo effect, so now we can see the difference between them. It's like this. It's quite easy, right? There's just only 5 colors, and after applying them, we can have a new restoration. Okay, and this is the 2D paste, and now we can bake it in the furnace. And for the 3D paste, I will use This one to show how to use the 3D paste. Okay, so for 3D paste, we have 3D V and 3D N. So the difference between them is the 3D N, the N means nature. So this one is totally transparent. 3D N is totally transparent. It's just like transparent like glass. And the 3D V, the V means value. So we can change the value with this paste and we make your crayon looks more bright, So if you have a pontic and the pontic is darker than the crayon on the bridge, you can apply a layer of 3D V on the pontic and it will make the pontic looks lighter, brighter. So that is 3D V and 3D N. Yes. Actually, we can use them together and we also can using them separately because sometimes we just need a transparent layer on the surface. This time we can use 3DN directly. But if we want to make more light reflections or more light effects, we can use them together. More layered effect, sorry, we can use them together. And also the 3D paste can mixing with 2D paste freely. All of the paste in the kit, you can mixing them together to create the color or the effect you want. This one, 3DN. Gal. 3D V。
我们什么时候能把2个和3D 一起用？
什么时候都可以。Okay. And for the 3D paste, I'm using the liquid 2. Liquid 2 for 3D paste. All the colors in this kit have fluorescence effect, but the glaze F is the one with the most fluorescence effect. 你这么说，他应该能明白。The difference between 2D paste and 3D paste is both of the 2D and the 3D paste, they have ceramic powders, but the proportion, the ceramic powder proportion, sorry, the 3D paste has more ceramic powders. And here, this one is 3DN and this one is 3DV. You can see the difference between them. 3DN looks a little bit grayish because it's totally transparent. And the 3DV looks a little bit white because it can change the value of the crown. So now the first step of using 3D paste is a thin layer of glaze F first. Layer of glaze F, and now I will apply a thin layer of 3D N on the whole surface. For 3D paste, this time we are using the liquid 2 because there are some liquid glass in liquid 2, so it makes the liquid more sticky than liquid 1. A layer of glaze F. And more glaze F. And now, what to use now? Now I'm using the 3D N. So now it's after 2 steps of 3D N. Okay, and now I will use the 3D V with 2D brush to create some surface textures. This is 3D V. Like this. And also, we can apply the 3D V on the line angle. And also the developmental grooves.你看清，都是透明的，所以不太明显。Because all this paste is like transparent, so it's not that easy to see the difference. And also we can mixing 2D paste with 3D paste. Like we want a transparent layer and we can mixing some blue with 3DN. This is the 3DN mixing with blue. And apply it on the inciso area like this. Yes, it's 3DN and blue. So you can see it's a very light, transparent blue layer on the inciso area. And also we can mixing the 3DN or 3DV with pink, and then apply on the gingiva area. Pink. This one is 3DV, or you can mixing with 3DN. Like this. You can apply it on the gingiva area for the implant bridge. This. Okay, so this one is pink mixing with 3DN. So you can mixing all the 2D paste and the 3D paste together to create the color or the effect you want. 就可以了。 So that is the demonstration for the Biomic paste. So now let's check if there are some questions. We can talk about them together. Okay. The first one, do we use Glaze F before and after 2D paste? Yes, before applying the stains, we can apply a thin layer of Glaze F on the surface. And after baking, if we found the surface is not that glossy, you can apply another layer of Glaze F on the surface. Next question is, I didn't understand. What do you mix the blue with? Blue with mauve. Blue with mauve. Blue one and mauve. Yeah, these two. Blue one and mauve. Liquid one with glaze. Yes, liquid one with glaze F. Next time, please use new stain palette. Yes, next time I will use the new stain palette. Why mixing terracotta with pink? Because I want to get a shade gradient of the restoration and the gingira. The pink can provide some reddish on the margin area. When we use together glaze 3DN and 3DV. Actually, if you want more layered effect on the surface, you can apply 3DN and 3DV together. But also you can using them separately and you can using them together. When you use them together, is that you want to get more layered effect. All colors are fluorescent or just glaze F. Yes, all the colors in this kit is fluorescent, but glaze F has more fluorescence effect. For liquid 2, I think it has glass ceramic. So can we use it with any colors or just 3DV? The liquid 2, you can mix it with any colors. All the colors, you can use it with liquid 2, not only 3DN. Yeah, 3DN with blue 1. Yes. For the incisional area, you can see it's a little bit blue effect. I'm using the 3DN and blue together. Okay. 可以了。Do you have any other questions? We can talk them together. Yeah, if there is no any other questions, we can finish today's webinar. Yes, using the 3D paste. What do you say about result after one firing? Is it possible to create a top result with? Yes. You can create a top result with one firing, and just like the video we showed before our webinar, or like this. This is the final result. We don't need to apply another time, only need one time baking. You can choose by yourself, or you can decide by yourself. You want to baking one time or 2 times or more, because sometimes it's not that easy for all the technicians to control all these colors very well. So they can separate the colors. But if you can control all these colors good. So you can apply them in one time and with one-time firing. Thank you. Thank you. So if there has no other questions, we will finish today's webinar. And if you want to get the video, please leave your information, your email address, and your country. After the webinar, we will send the video to you by email. Thank you. That is all for today. Thank you.
放这里。
放个音乐吧。
还有一个问题 ，This Biomic stains be used together with other brands 能和其他的品牌的互结混合吗？
There's other question. This Biomic stains be used together with other brands? Yes, you can use it with other brands, but it need to be low temperature paste or low temperature stains. Okay, please, if you want the video, please leave your email address to us, and later we will send the video to you. Okay, and you can also contact with our account manager, and they will send to you by email. Okay, that is all for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.